I'm so sick of this crap from the media. Lord of the Rings has been long the ire of many kind of demented morons in the press, from everything from how the term orcs is offensive to there wasn't enough diversity in this fantasy world. And now Amazon is attempting to rewrite history and pretend that there were no strong female characters in the original Lord of the Rings. And I've got to put my foot down here. Make sure you leave a like on this video now. It may get kind of spicy, but I hope you also click that subscribe button. One of the most frustrating things I saw today was a tweet from GameSpot talking about how they're going to fix diversity. One of the commonly cited issues with Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings series from the early 2000s is its lack of diversity. Literally what? From who? From who? What exactly do you mean common? You mean repeatedly brought up by morons online who got their gender studies degree and want to try and prove that, you know, that to their parents that they didn't waste their money? Lord of the Rings TV show actor says it will be multicultural, diverse, and feature strong female characters. Excuse me. Way to erase all these strong female characters that existed before this. How about Eowyn of Rohan, who has one of the most iconic scenes in the entire trilogy, taking on a Nazgul. This is one of the most awesome scenes of the movie. She overcomes her. You can see, and the actress does absolutely amazing with looks like this, genuine fear in her eyes. But she took on not only the Nazgul, but the Witch King by herself and with a little help from a little friend. Absolute fear. But she stood up and conquered that fear, and has the iconic line where he says, "No man can slay me," and then she rips the helmet off and says, "I'm no man," and then gives him the old face stab. One of the coolest scenes in the film. How about Arwen? Okay, how about Arwen's scene where she protects Frodo in the most boss possible way, where they're chasing him down, and she before some increasing, bringing the flood to wipe them all away, she goes in the most BA possible way. If you want him, come and claim him. And then she conjures up the river to sweep them away in an absolutely boss way. Lord of the Rings has several strong female characters. Galadriel, as well as another character, this played by Cate Blanchett, I think, in the series. But again, we have numerous strong female characters. Morwen to a smaller degree, little Eleanor Gamgee, Frida, wide variety of other characters. But this is what they do every single time. They pretend that it wasn't diverse in the first place. And thankfully, by the way, I'm totally out now. I'm totally out. I already see Critical Drinker. Finally, the lack of diversity was what ruined Lord of the Rings for me. Do I think that adding diversity is inherently a bad thing? No, of course not. But the film is pretty diverse in and of itself. If you want to have a race of hobbits that also happen to be black, fine, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, here you see Amazon's new upcoming Lord of the Rings show will feature black, Asian, brown, and even Maori type hobbits, diverse and feature strong females, according to media reports. And we could take a look at this great meme. Chad 2000's Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. You have I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn. I will claim the throne and save my people. 2013 Brand TM LOTR sequel. I am Tanya. I'm Aragorn's daughter. She, them. We must fight the Gondorian nationalists. I don't even understand. The original article comes from an actor that he's playing a hobbit, and they're talking about, oh my God, this is so stunning and brave because it's going to have a black hobbit in it. Okay, fine. Okay. It introduces a multi-ethnic hobbit tribe. Is this going to ruin the story? No, of course not. However, what it implies is that this is what was missing from Lord of the Rings. That's why it wasn't very good. And we can look at all of the unending dunks. Thank you, sci-fi fans, by the way. So storytelling comes last these days, huh? They're blowing it before, like Amazon is blowing it before the show even comes out. Here's my editor, Lofty Pixels. Literally no one has ever cared about this. It was never a thing. You can't make it a thing. Everyone hates you. Your life is worthless. Go touch grass. I mean, I don't see a single person. Oh, here, my tweet's doing well. Definitely didn't have strong female characters. Oh, God, you suck. Drinker in here with finally lack of diversity. Did Eowyn kill the most evil MFer in Middle-earth single-handedly? Yes, she did. Literally nobody complained about this. Once again, garbage media inventing issues that never existed. Nobody is siding with this. And it's like commonly cited by whom? The same people that trot out the same old garbage every single year with orcs. Orcs actually means black people, which I challenge you to find anybody in real life who ever makes that comparison. Diversity, all of your actors are going to be human, bro. They had elves and Scottish men. I'm hyped to see black trans disabled Gandolfino hook up with a straight white Sauron. I mean, you know, they'll have to do something like that. Don't you freaks ever get sick and tired of making everything bad? Literally no one who's seen LOTR has ever cited this as an issue. What this is again, gender studies kids who, study modern media, and then they have to apply the grift they got sucked into. They get sucked into paying for this education of worthlessness, and you have this hot takes. I mean, literally no one, literally no person ever. I mean, they're getting absolutely BTFO'd. Diversity. B, there are humans, orcs, Uruks, Urukwai, elves, hobbits, dragons, dwarves, ents, trolls, giants, and wizards. F out of here with the lack of diversity. Let's be honest. What they mean is too many white people. Because, quite frankly, you have plenty of women in this film. And women that play pivotal roles. But basically, in modern day diversity standards, a woman is basically 85% of a white male. So that's not enough diversity. Literally, no one has seriously argued that Lord of the Rings needed more diversity. As it is, they whitewashed it. As it is, they've already whitewashed it. This is going to backfire so hard and revive interest in the original movies. Nice try. I mean, I'm not saying that things can't get outdated. And here's Heels versus Babyface gaslighting pieces of S lying website. Gaslights the piece of S lying website it is. I don't understand. This is DOA. Middle Earth is Racist by John Cardillo. I mean, GameSpot rightfully, thankfully, getting absolutely destroyed. I can tell you that even as an Asian American, the epidermis pigmentation of Lord of the Rings characters was the last thing on my mind when reading the books and watching the films. It's also completely dishonest to suggest that Lord of the Rings had no strong female characters. I mean, it's like a who's who of dunking, so it begins. This is going to be like Amazon's Lord of the Rings is going to be woke garbage. It's because you can't focus on story if all you're focusing about is checking boxes. This is always, I mean, if we look at even what Netflix has done with The Witcher, which is essentially put The Witcher in the back seat to all the strong independent women who don't need no man. That is a conscious decision. They didn't want the story to be about Henry Cavill's, Witcher going around and being totally BA. They wanted to make sure they had all these other strong characters like Yennefer and stuff. And that's fine. Like, there's a way that you can try to spotlight more women. But to suggest that Lord of the Rings doesn't have strong independent women, as strong women, is to admit you never saw the movie. This is going to be absolute trash. It's dead on arrival. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.